Welcome to the shit show of Monday. It's actually not bad. I'm going on a decent job here. I mean, it's not far from the shop at all. Like it's even close, way closer than Topeka. I'm going just down the road here. But I'm running a roll off truck today, which is always a good time. Most of the time. But I'm working with some guys that I like. I just got word that there was a dude, the other trucker that I'd been working with. He was on call this weekend, and he was supposed to work. He was scheduled to work, and he did not show up. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. There's a guy walking out. The guy I'm working with today. Um. So yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing. I think he took today off also. So I don't know. I don't want to hope he doesn't work here anymore, but I kind of do. And if so, that means it was all his own doing. You know, if this guy is not gonna show up for work, especially on a Saturday job, like nobody wants to work on Saturdays. Okay, I mean there are some people that want the hours, but everybody wants to have a day off of work. Nobody is happy to be working, and then the first time that you're supposed to work and you just don't show up. That's pretty fucking shitty. It's a real shitty deal. So, if that is the case, which I think it is, I hope he is gone. We don't need that shit here. We need people that are willing to work. And if you're scheduled to work on the weekend, you got to work on the weekend. I'm sorry about it. If you have something so important you can't work on the weekend, they make arrangements. They will move shit around. They might not be too happy about it because that means a lot of other people have to change shit up. Not a lot, but like my boss has got to go through and redo the schedule. You might have to go find somebody else to work, you know. But if you're on call, like that, you're on call. Like, oh, hey, this on call weekend is not going to work for me. Okay, well, try to switch with somebody. And I tell them all the time, it doesn't matter what the schedule says, even if says you're not working. If you have something so important going on, you need to schedule that motherfucker off because they're gonna work. You know, you never know. They're at least gonna call you and say, "Hey, we need somebody," and then you can probably say no. But if you're on call, and I don't like the way it works either. I think if I'm on call, I should get a call out fee if I have. So, anyways, uh, with that not in mind, Friday I got off work. I did a little bit of a ride. Not much though, but I did a little bit of a ride. I met up with another DR 650. I took the back roads home because I was leaving right at like 5:30, and that's like a bad time to be out on the highway. Especially on a Friday, everybody's working all day, ready to go the fuck home, and everybody's in traffic, and everybody's trying to get ahead of everybody else. So it's like this is not a good time to be on the road, especially on a motorcycle. People do it, and I've done it, but I'd rather not. So I just took a bunch of side roads, and I was riding down and then I look in my rearview mirror and I see another motorcycle coming up, pulls up next to me, and it's a fucking DR 650. I was like, whoa! And we both like, we're having a good time. I was like, where are you going? I yelled at him and said, I'm getting on the highway. I said, oh, all right, see ya. But I followed him for a while, just followed him in his, just watch, checking him out. But his looked completely stock, 100% stock, DR. Um, but it was cool. It was cool to be riding with another DR in the wild. And then, yeah, I just went home. I don't know what I got home and I started not scheduling, but routing a trip. I was like, I want to go on a nice trip in the morning. So, I might be able to post up. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, it was a long run. But I used the Rever app. It's a motorcycle off-road app or whatever, but it does roads and everything. And I went to the lakes and I went point to point to point, but I think you could only put like 24 points. It was having issues doing over 24 points, so I couldn't make it work. So I had to split it up, but that was fine. There were multiple spots where I stopped and took breaks, but I got my camera mounted to my helmet. I've already planned out the trip, and I was like, I'm going on this trip. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get that camera mounted. That would be kind of cool. So I did, and I have a fuckload of little attachments. It's an ASKO action camera. So it's like a GoPro, but really cheap. Really, really cheap GoPro. I think it was like $60 for a GoPro, or for the camera, 2 batteries, a charger, and then it came with a bunch of attachments, but then I also bought another like 100-piece attachment kit with it. And then there was like, I was really into filming stuff at the time. This was years ago. And I had a birthday or Christmas or something coming up, and my wife's grandma was like, I want to get you something. I was like, I could use another GoPro. But I didn't want to get anything different than what I already had. So I got another 100-piece kit and another camera. So I have 2 of them, but I don't know where camera number 1 is. I have camera number 2 with me. I wrote on them with a Sharpie. I don't know where the other camera is. I searched my house. I cannot find it. I have no idea where I would have left it. I thought it would have been right there with everything, because last time I used them, I was trying to film a podcast with my buddy Luke, and that was even years ago. That was a while back, and it never took off. Mainly because it's hard for us to get together, and I was like, I'm going to do another podcast, but then we never did that podcast. But now I can record phone calls and stuff. So, sorry, I'm really thirsty. And I had to spit. So I planned out this trip. I woke up early in the morning, and I even made a post on Facebook on there's a Missouri riders group, Missouri, Kansas riders group. So I got on there and I made a post that said, meet me here at 8 a.m. Nobody met. So I felt kind of dumb. But the post got a bunch of likes, but nobody ever showed up. And I said, meet here at 8 a.m. And I wasn't even like, I was like, yeah, I don't know if every like means that somebody's going to show up. I don't know what a like means on that. Do they like that I'm going on a ride? Do they like the ride? I don't understand. You guys got to comment and let me know. Like, oh, yeah, I'm actually not going. I don't know who's around the place I was, but I basically started in South Lee Summit at a Walgreens, took off, and I hit up a Raintree Lake. It's got there's no straight roads out there, but they're not super curvy, you know what I mean? They're just kind of looping roads and stuff. And it's most of the stuff I did was neighborhoods or like slow speeds. I wasn't going fast. There were a couple of close calls where the corner was a little sharper than I had anticipated, And I watched the video back. I watched way more footage than I probably should have watched, but in speed, I sped it up. And you can do that on YouTube also, because I posted 3 rides up on YouTube. Get on YouTube and hit speed up. You know, on YouTube, there is an option to go down there and speed it up if you don't want to sit there and watch the whole hour and a half fucking shit. But one second, I got to text away. So yeah, I went on the ride. Not a lot going on Saturday morning. It was actually really peaceful out there on the roads. A couple of lake roads, I did get stuck behind a couple of cars, but they weren't. I wasn't going super fast. Anyways, and there was a lot of people out walking or walking their dogs or just outside doing yard work or something. And I would slow down and move over and try to be as quiet as I could and try to be as, you know, gracious as I could, because these are, I don't know if they're even considered public roads, because it's a neighborhood road that has, you know, a start and end point. These lake roads, there's not a bunch of cutoffs. It's like one road that goes all the way through. And I think at the beginning of them, they do say this is a private road. We call the police, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. How do you know I'm not going to somebody's house? You know, I'm just riding around. It's a nice Saturday morning. I could be going to somebody's house for brunch. You don't know. So anyways, I mean, there's no gates or anything. There was one road closed on that first trip, the lake tour ride, where I did end up going through the closed road because I had already made it down there, and I was like, I could turn around, come back, and hit it, and come in from the other side. But I saw some marks on the ground where I could just scoot on through there, so I did, and I just scooted on through. No problems. Nobody's calling the cops on me. And if they are calling the cops, guess what? I ain't sticking around in one place for too long. So I'm rolling. That's one cool thing about riding a motorcycle is, like, if somebody does call the cops, it's not like I'm sitting here doing donuts and rips up and down the street. I'm just going up the street and gone. I'm gone. I'm moving on. I'm in a different area now. But I wasn't being rude, and my bike is really quiet, so I don't think I really pissed anybody off. I think everybody seemed friendly, but it's like they had to look at me a little bit because I had a camera mounted on my helmet, and I think most of the people, whenever I pass by, they're like, that motherfucker's filming. But hey, listen, people have dash cams. So this is just basically a dash cam for me. You know, if somebody cuts me off, I need to have proof of that also. So, and that's what I did this morning on my way to work, is I brought 2 batteries. Even though the batteries, they only last like 45 minutes maybe. So yesterday, Sunday, when I went out riding, I took all 4 batteries fully charged up, and I ran them all out of battery. But so that's, and I'm not going to sit there and I mean, just getting the videos put up on YouTube is enough of a process that I might not do that all the time, because it takes a while, and then I want to sit there and watch everything also, so it takes a long time. If I went through and I tried to edit and clip and all that bullshit, that's going to be too much. I might go through and find some of the key moments and then try to make some shorts or something. But if I do, those are just going to be what they are, is quick little shorts. I'm not going to be sitting here fucking with it, editing all this shit. You know, there's no real starts other than me starting, and there's no ends until the battery dies. I just run it. That's the way I ran it. And whatever. If you want to watch it, watch it. So the first one, Saturday, I was using a camera it had slits in the it's like an underwater case, but it has slits in it, so it's more just like a holder for the camera that's more secure than the other one. And there's a lot of wind noise, so I got another one. There's my guy. He didn't even see me roll past him. Um, so I got another one that is for underwater, so it's completely sealed up. So, but you can still hear a little bit of noise, but the wind noise is definitely down on that. So that's the one I'm going to continue to keep using. And I think there are some editors that I could go through and like just say remove wind noise, and maybe that would help. I don't know. But yeah, had a wonderful three rides actually. The first ride was solo, completely by myself, ran around. There were a couple of people on bikes, but I didn't get any of that filmed because it was in between lakes, so and I didn't want to waste all my battery. So I wasn't filming, but I did see a couple other motorcycles out there, and yeah, but had a great time. A couple of little close calls, but I was just out cruising. I'm also a noob. I really don't want to fucking crash. That's one thing I really don't want to do is crash my bike. I just want to go out and have a good time. I want to just cruise on it. It's fun, even at slow speeds, getting that thing leaned over, taking corners and stuff. And then there's a couple of spots, mainly on the second day, the middle or the group ride video. I did a couple of little wheelies there. I did a big wheelie in the drag race on the Grandpa ride because we waited till we got with Grandpa and then he took us out in the country. Uh, really cool roads out there that I'm like, wow, I had not even looked at this area on the maps to see. But there's a lot of swooping roads out there that was a really fun time. And then back there's a big long, like, it's not a dead end, but there's a big long road that goes to nowhere. And we had a drag race. Obviously, I didn't win. I came in last, third. Grandpa's scooter, I think it does maybe 60 miles an hour. He was really sandbagging me on the highway. We were only doing 50, and I was like, oh, he only does 50. We got back there on them curvy roads, and he's doing 60. I'm like, what the hell is going on? How are you so fast on the curves? And Grandpa, he takes off on us. I was looking at his mirrors. I can't see his face at all in his mirrors. No matter where I'm at, riding behind him, he is looking like at the ground. So I'm like, he cannot see me at all, and he just takes off and he's gone, and he ain't stopping to wait. Well, we did stop and wait that one time, but Grandpa, he's a rider. He's the one that's the one that used to own the DR, and then Kenny also owned the DR. Now I own the DR, and a couple other people are thinking about getting DRs. I'm hoping my uncle gets one, and then so we'll be more similarly power rated, and we can both do a lot of the same stuff. His is going to be completely decked out. I already know. And then mine, I don't know if I'm going to do too much more to it. I might. He was talking to me whenever we got to his house on Saturday morning. We were talking about suspension setups and stuff, and he said he takes his bikes to this guy. It costs $1,200, parts, labor, and testing and all that good stuff. Which he's involved with. He's got to test it and see if he likes it. But he has people watch him and mark him and test him. And $1,200, and he gets his suspension completely tuned by some wizard. I don't know. But yeah, I just had such a fucking wonderful time. I'm liking doing these videos and stuff. And I changed up the camera mount from Saturday to Sunday. I was like, I need to get this thing lower so it's not sticking way up in the air. So I got and you can see it in a couple of clips where I pull the camera out of the holder, but it's just double-sided taped to the top of my helmet, and then I got a couple of little pieces that bring it down and let me put it more to where I can see it in front of my face. And I'm thinking I might try to add another one and make it even lower to my face, just so whenever, because there was a couple of times where I thought I hit record, and I hit record, and then I hit it again, and it stopped recording. So, and I have it's flipped to where it's upside down. It's filming upside down and shit. So I don't know. But anyways, I gotta figure out which container I'm grabbing. So I'll pause this and I'll be back. All right, we got loaded up. We got our roll-off box here. Need to find some coffee, I think. Maybe not. I think I might just head out towards the job site. But the other guy's gonna beat me out there to the job site. I had to sit there and try to get the fucking new kid fucking hooked up to a trailer and stuff. I was like, grab a truck, hook up that trailer. How do I hook up a trailer? I'm like, God damn it, man. Fuck. That's it. I don't even know what we're doing really today. I just found out a little bit about what we're doing. I think we're excavating. We got to close a lane on a road, and then we're going to excavate a little bit of the road or underneath the road or something. And we have a little mini excavator, and they're going to scoop the shit up and put it in the box. And yeah, so that's exciting. And then we're gonna take it to the landfill, dump it, and then then put a new liner in it, and then go back there and try to get it loaded back up again. Pretty simple. But we're gonna have a ditch witch with us, a mini X, a skid steer, 2 roll-off trucks, 2 trucks and trailers. So it's quite a bit of equipment we got out here for this. So I guess that's really minimal equipment, but for a 2-lane road to have 1 lane closed and it's really busy with truck traffic and stuff, it's going to be a lot going on. But this is a job that we did not get completed because we were working on this water station over here, and we had to go inside of this basement, down about 4 flights of stairs, down into the ground. I didn't even think there was a basement here, but we went down, and there's like it's where they get water from the river, and they put it into the treatment plant. First line of defense of getting shit out. My wife is sending me fucking text message after text message after text message. And we couldn't get it. They were wanting us to clean something, and we're like, we got to get in there. And they're like, you can't get in there. I'm like, we can't clean it from the top, motherfuckers. We tried. We were there for hours trying to clean this fucking thing. And then eventually we had to call in all the big bosses to come in and look. And we're like, what are we doing here? We are not doing anything. We're just stirring shit up. Nothing's happening. So now they're like, okay, well, we're going to do it a different way. And that's why we're digging up the road underneath that goes to the basement. And we're going to, I don't know what the exact plan is, but should be pretty exciting. Anyways, I got to pause this, call a guy. All right, called my guy. Everything's going well. I just kind of pieced everything together myself, and I think I understand the way things are going to go. But what better time to check out the new truck stop than right now? because they want me to stay out of the way until it's my turn to get loaded. So, hey, I could do that. I could definitely do that, especially when there's multiple truck stops right around here, and there's a third truck stop over kind of close to where we're doing the work, in between the landfill and the work, that they sell the fucking kolaches, or I don't know. It's like a little pizza roll up, and it's so fucking good. So I brought lunch. I might see if I might stop by over there and at least grab one of them. They're pretty cheap, so I might just grab one of them or something. Lots of truck parking here. Drop trailers will be towed. Big towed. And I gotta get my mirrors cleaned off too. I can't see a fucking thing out of my passenger side mirror. I think we're good. Whoa, stinky feet. There's a guy with his foot sticking out the window over here. No sock. No nothing. Don't like it at all. Oh, my wife texted me earlier. She said, "What did Olivia used to call bananas?" And I said minas, because she used to say minas. I want a mina. And now she can say bananas, which is bananas. And then she sent me a picture. Luna, the German Shepherd puppy we got. She's like 6 months old now. She's getting big, but she just got up and sat on my son Levi. He was sitting there watching the tablet, and the dog just got up and laid on him. And they all look so happy at home. And my other dog, Murphy, my little Chihuahua, Yorkie Chihuahua, he got taken to the groomers, so he is fresh as fuck right now. And then poor old Winnie. Winnie's just a fat tater tot. That's all she is, and all she's gonna be. Her hair's not long enough to go to the groomers, so she's sad about. She probably would like to go to the groomers, but I give her like every now and again when I'm showering or whatever. Somebody will open the doors and the dogs will come in, and not all the time, but I'll just let the dog in the shower and just bathe it up real quick. I never have a towel for the dog, so but I mean, it doesn't matter how much I washed myself. I got to wash myself again after washing one of these dogs. And then Luna, she needs a bath. It's finally dried up a little bit. I don't even know if a bath is worth it right now because it's such a process to wash a dog. Um, but it's finally dried up, so I'd probably, if I should have last night given her a bath, but it's about to rain its ass off tonight, or all day tomorrow, all tonight and all day tomorrow, I think. So, not excited for the mud that she's going to be covered in. I guess my wife had to take the hose to her the other day because she could not come inside. She was rolling around in the mud, and so she had to hose her off. She didn't get the underside very well. Just dirty dogs. Dirty dogs. Having a clean house is impossible with a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 3 dogs and me. Impossible to have a clean house. We do our best. We do our best. I did just reorganize the bedroom. Not really a whole lot, but I moved a bookshelf and my wife's vanity and stuff. That brings me to the other question that Luke is going to be excited about. I know he might be listening. I have a new toilet I need to install. I just bought the toilet and it said it came with some, the wax ring. I don't know what else I would need. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to unbolt the toilet that I got there. I'm going to unhook the water line, close the water line, unhook it, flush it as much as I can, try to get all the water out, and then just, I don't know if I need to try to do some sort of a siphon hose. And then I have a window in my bathroom and get all the water that's in the toilet bowl out, or just use a cup. I have it, my shower's right there, so I could just cup it out and go in there. But and then just lay a bunch of towels around. I don't know. Not quite sure yet. But and then just put the new wax ring on there, and then I'm gonna have to remove a bunch of shit from the bathroom, because right now the bathroom it's got my big shelf that goes over top of the toilet and everything. It's really useful, but um, yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if I'm gonna have Luke come over and help me with that. I might just try to do it myself. But usually any projects I have going on, I need Luke to come over and at least check it out. All right, I just got a phone call from a guy. I need to take a picture for a guy. Message, photo. I think I could do it pretty quick. There we go. All right, now I gotta text another guy. Send me the QR code for your box. Picture. Oh man, yeah, what a weekend. I should have mowed. I meant to mow, I did not mow. But I did a lot of I don't know, I posted up those 3 videos. The last 2 videos were actually going to be one video, and then I deleted all of the grandpa stuff, and I was like, I'm just going to make the grandpa stuff its own video. And then I'm also not a YouTuber. I guess I am, but I'm not a normal YouTuber, so I just shit post. I just post. I'm not waiting. I'm not trying to get a bunch of views. I just really wanted to save the memories and get them posted up, or else I'm just gonna get lost in all this shit. And also, my computer does not have enough space for all these videos and stuff. So I gotta get them, you know, get one posted, delete it. Get another one posted, delete it. Get another one posted, delete it. So now they're on YouTube. So as long as YouTube doesn't fucking delete my shit, I'll have them forever. Mm-hmm. But so the other weird thing about that is that I've got my work people, and I'm riding around with my camera, and I've already had 2 people ask me, like, "Oh, you're filming your rides and stuff. Where are they?" I was like, "They're on YouTube." I don't want people from my work watching my YouTube. I don't mind if they watch me riding and stuff, but they're like, "Oh, this guy's got a whole fucking podcast," and they're gonna see something that they might recognize in a title, or they'll be like, "Is this about me?" And then and it is about them. It is about them. Maybe I should just let it be about them and be like, yeah, I'll record a podcast talking shit on you, especially you, several times. Most of my content right now is talking shit on you, whoever you may be, you know. So I don't know. I'm just I'm just not gonna do anything. Anyway, so the DR, I got the updated number plate on there, or headlight headlight surround, headlight bezel, headlight plastic, whatever. I don't know. I've been searching to, there's a lot of different things you can call it. Yeah. Oh, I just got a text message. Hold on. What else is going on? Yeah, just riding. There's a couple of things I need to do to the bike. There's a little rubber piece. It's kind of like a harder rubber, but it's a chain slide that goes around the swing arm. It's a little rubber piece that the chain will ride on so it doesn't eat through your swing arm. And let me tell you, mine is not good. Mine is not good at all. But I think it was because of the old chain mostly. The old chain would slap like a motherfucker. This new chain is good and oiled and good, you know. But the old chain was binding up, and so I know that had to have been a big problem. I need to get that chain slide done because it, even with a great chain and a good slack in your chain and everything, it's still gonna slap, and I need it to not slap the swing arm. Because I don't want to have to have my swing arm welded and repaired and stuff. But I mean, most of it's still there, so I'm thinking I might just get a piece of sheet metal or another piece, like cheap little piece of plastic that I can fold around the swing arm and shove it in between that. So my chain is still gonna slap stuff, but it's kind of like a quick repair. Because they sell these chain slides on Amazon for cheap as fuck, but none that fit my bike. And it's really a simple piece. And it's amazing that they all vary so much. It's just where the bolt holes go. So I don't know if I want to try to get a universal one and make my own mounts and stuff for it, or if I just want to spend the $50. They want $50 for the one for my bike. Every other bike, it's $10, $15, $50, and that's it. The new one ain't gonna last either. It ain't gonna last forever. That's some sort of a traffic jam going on over there. R.J. Corman, the fucking motherfuckers. I ain't got nothing against them, but they were a competitor for the Holcher when I worked for Holcher. They would always show up and they got these. They just look trashy. Tell you what, compared to Holcher, they look trashy. But now Holcher looks trashy compared to Mainline. Mainline's the newer company that they started up. So a lot of people came from people from Holcher were fed up with some shit, so they went and made their own company called Mainline. And I think they got rid of the environmental side, which was a big problem. So now they just pick up train crashes. Um, so the lady trucker, she's back. Not the other lady trucker, the lady trucker that quit a while back. So we had two lady truckers. One that was here, she kind of showed me the ropes when I first got hired on. She quit recently. The other lady trucker, she was here for not very long, took all my fucking jobs that I liked. I trained her how to do the jobs, and then they just gave her the jobs. And then I was out doing all the other bullshit. And she's a good worker, but she's taking all my fucking jobs. Okay? I need my jobs. And They thought she was coming back, but then she was having shit with her medical because she got hit in the head, or I don't know what the hell happened. She had an aneurysm. She could like read minds and stuff, and I guess they didn't like that at her old job or something. So she's back here at this job. So I don't know if she can read my mind. I don't know how close she's got to be. I don't know. I don't need to look up aneurysms. So I don't know. If she could read my mind from here, wherever she's at, that ain't no good. I don't need that. If she's just like, what is Cletus thinking right now? He's thinking that I'm a piece of shit because I take all his jobs. You are correct. And I'll probably tell that to her too. I'll be like, you're back. You're going to take all my fucking jobs. I'm not happy about this. I'm happy you're back. Do your own job. Find your own job. Okay? Quit taking all the good ones. And it's not her taking them. It's my boss giving them to her versus me. Don't need that. Don't need that. I need to be the only one available for the job. But yeah, today is her first day. She's onboarding again. She's got to go through 2 weeks of online training because she was gone for over 6 months. If you can quit this job and come back, but you got to come back within 6 months, or else you got to do another 2 weeks worth of training, and they might not want to hire you back. You're like, we got to pay you for 2 weeks to sit around. Not cool. You shouldn't have quit in the first place. But yeah, I saw her this morning. I was like, "Oh, you're back." I did. I shook her hand, and well, she's more of a dude, so shook her hand, and I was like, "Made a big fuck up quitting here, didn't you?" Uh-huh. You sure did. You come crawling back with a fucking axe. Axe. It looks like somebody hit her in the head with an axe. Got a big old scar and shit. But I guess that's where a doctor cut her up, and went in there, and I don't know. I think the doctor went in and removed the mind reading component to the aneurysm. I'd hope so. I don't need her reading my mind. You guys can read my mind because this is my mind right now. Everything that gets said on here is in my mind. Um, Man, if today goes like this is gonna be fucking awesome. Just sitting around, hanging out. Yeah, it's gonna rain really bad tomorrow, so I'll be driving the truck. I'm gonna load the truck up with all of my anything else I need to do to the truck, shocks, fuel filter. I might need to stop and get some fuel line and a flaring tool and stuff. But we have at our shop we have our 4-post or our 2-post lift is fixed, so I can lift my truck up and work on it more comfortably, and probably repair some of the electrical that I half-assed repaired last time. Um, yeah, I might do that. I might be at work a little late tomorrow, just getting the truck fixed up because I really need to get this fueling problem fixed up. I don't know what the fuck is going on with it. It might be just the fuel filter. The fuel filter could be clogged. And I guess one way I could test it, but I don't know. It runs fine at low speeds. I could rev the fuck out of it, and it just runs fine. But then every now and again, it just it's not getting enough fuel at certain speeds, and it's just like it's got to catch up to itself. It's like if I've been going fast or high RPM for a long time. Well, not even a high RPM because I shift down, and then I got to get it even more throttle to get it back up to speed. I don't know what the fuck is going on with it, man. But I got to do something. I got to figure something out. The one thing I could do is take apart the throttle body, not take it apart, but take off some of the shielding and stuff so I can get a good visual on my injector spray and see if it's spraying the way it should. I might need to swap out to new injectors, but those are cheap. For this truck, they're cheap. And also just do a nice throttle body cleaning. When I bought the truck, the throttle plate was sticking really bad. So it would, yeah, and I had to take it apart and use some sandpaper, kind of get some corrosion off of it, and then a bunch of cleaner and shit to make it good. Now it's good. It's good now. It just sat for a long time. Got a little corrosion. And then yeah, the shocks. I think the shocks are going to make the biggest difference. I think I'm going to be blown away that I took so long to put these shocks on there, because right now, yeah, it's a cush ass ride, but it'll bounce. It'll bounce when you're going down. Mainly the rear bounces. No, the front. The front bounces. The rear isn't too bad, but the front, where all the weight is, and it's got those torsion bar suspension, which is crazy. You know, they use torsion bar suspension from '88 to 2008, and that was the front suspension. It's just a bar that's got a certain tensile strength. When twisted, it acts like suspension, and I mean, it is suspension, but I don't know. Never been a fan of the torsion bar with the independent, but I mean, really haven't heard too many people have problems with it unless you're lifting your truck up and stuff. That's the other thing. I got a leveling kit. I could get that installed. I think I got to get new U-bolts. You're supposed to use new U-bolts every time you change them out, but I have to get a new set of U-bolts, and 'cause the ones I got there, I cut them long, so I might be able to use them, but if I can't, I gotta, because the rear would use blocks. Guess I could look for shackles, but I don't know. The 92, I just need to give it some love, and because it that's the one that takes me where I need to go when it's not nice weather. And then the 79, it's going to get worked on one of these days. I promise you it will. Just taking some time. Taking a little bit of time to get that going. Trying to think of if I had anything else going on, especially with my rides and stuff. I mean, it's all there. Everything I did on my ride basically is there. You guys can watch the video. I know they're long. Like I said, speed them up. Um, if you comment about something, please put a timestamp down in there, because I don't know when the fuck you're talking about. But it was a good ride. Glad I got that ride in. I'm on call next weekend, or this weekend coming up. So probably won't be doing a whole lot of riding other than just commuting back and forth to work. And then I got one more week, and then that next weekend, I think I even have Friday off. I'm gonna be heading to heading up towards Alaska, Seattle, Washington, flying a plane. We're getting everything packed up though. Everything, we're doing really good. We're getting ready to go. We got everything ready. I did get another backpack, for the trip. I was like, I want a little backpack that we can just throw a couple of things in, so whenever we go out, we can have our wallets and glasses, sunscreen, and raincoats and stuff. Just a small little backpack, 15 liter. I chose the smallest one on purpose because I want to use it for my bike also. But I don't know. I've been riding. I got this little package. It was going to be for my phone, but my phone, it doesn't. There's not a good spot for it to go, and now I got a different phone mount. But it's got magnets and everything, so it fits on the back rack underneath some bungees, perfect. and it holds batteries, chew, a knife, you know, just a little package of things, but it holds everything I don't want to have in my pockets. Um, anyways, that's gonna do it for today. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. Have a wonderful day. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you again. Keep all 18 down. Adios. Bye bye.